Today's recipe is Egg Keema Pulao. Well, three words that come together very rarely. Egg, keema. So I'm making egg keema. Now you can make this two ways. You can either make it with raw eggs or with boiled eggs. That's a completely personal choice. I'm going to cook the eggs Bhurji style. The recipe for today is Egg Keema Pulao. Hey guys, it's me, the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar, and welcome to Get Curried. Let's get cracking. Now, in case you are making this recipe with boiled eggs, so the prerequisite for this recipe is going to be boiled eggs. So make that, keep it aside, peel them, cut them into little cubes or pieces and keep it aside. I'm using whole eggs, so for me it's a completely different recipe. Rice, because it's a pulao, you could choose two different grains. It could be short grain or long grain. When I say short grain, it could be your regular ghar ka desi chawal or rice grain. If you're making it for your guests, like we all love making basmati, choice is completely yours. I'm in this case using short grain rice because I personally feel with this recipe, it goes wonderfully well. Let's begin with chopping some onions. Now, like I said, it's a very simple recipe, and like I also said, these three words seldom come together. Eggs keema, you generally never hear of something like this, or egg pulao or keema pulao, whichever combination you take. These are words that generally are never used together. But in the cooking world, there's nothing stopping us from experimenting and coming up with fantastic recipes. Onions are cut, and let's move on to cutting some tomatoes. Once the tomatoes are also cut and ready, let's move on to straight cooking all of this. In a wok, I'm going to use oil. This is regular vegetable oil. Well, on the streets of Mumbai, you find a kind of similar recipe called Anda Pulao. That's a tawa pulao which is made on a large tawa, especially by the ones who also sell pav bhaji. So sometimes a little bit of pav bhaji is also added into the same recipe. That also takes it to a wonderfully different level. Alternately, there's also the remaining bhurji that's actually taken right in the center, then tossed with some more rice. And the flavor, especially in that pulao, is the pav bhaji masala. So for the same recipe, if you want to change the level and make it absolutely desi, typically Bombaya, to all of this, just add in a little bit of pav bhaji masala, and that's where you straight land into Mumbai. Once the oil heats up, I'm going to add in cumin seeds, immediately followed by chopped onions. Let's give this a quick few stirs and tosses. Once the onions just kind of begin to turn golden brown in color, I'll be adding in chopped green chilies. Now, chopped green chilies and eggs, I think they're a wonderful combination. Let's stir all of this together. And to this, I'm going to add in some powder spices, beginning with coriander powder. Just a touch of turmeric powder. Do not overdo this because the rice will otherwise unnecessarily get tinted. It'll look deep yellow in color, and that's not what you're looking at. Red chilli powder. Again, depending on how spicy you personally like. But in this recipe, if I personally am given a choice, I would like to spike it up with the use of green chilies and use red chilies only for color. A little bit of pepper powder and garam masala powder. Now, if you think of one ingredient which is actually missing from pav bhaji masala, it's amchur. So in case you want to add an amchur and make it feel like, taste like pav bhaji masala, add an amchur, but I like it like that. Mix this all up together and add in chopped tomatoes. But before that, ensure that the raw flavor of the spices goes away. Once that's done, I'm adding in the tomatoes. A quick few stirs and allow the tomato to just kind of mush up. In case you want to plan this recipe in advance, you can cook it to this stage, cool it down, keep it in the refrigerator, and whenever you have your guests coming in, pull this out, add in the eggs, whether boiled or raw, cook them up, add in your leftover rice, and there you have an instant egg keema pulao. Let me add in some salt as required, remembering the fact that salt is already added while cooking the rice. So this one should be enough for the masala and the eggs. Once this is done and ready, I'll be adding in the raw eggs. Now, in case you want to retain one, make an omelette out of it or make a fried egg out of it, choice is absolutely yours, but I like it this way, that everything is mixed together like a bhurji, which for this recipe has been rechristened, it's been renamed as Egg Keema. Let's cook all of this till it dries out. Now, for all of you who've seen me cook a bhurji in the past, you know that I do not cook it right till the end. I do not like drying it out. I like it nice and moist, nice and juicy. But for this recipe, do not do that mistake. Dry it out completely, because that's when it'll taste much better. Once these eggs are overcooked, literally to the standards of making an anda bhurji, we add in rice. Now this is of course pre-cooked rice, pre-salted, so you do not need to add in anything extra. Just ensure that the spices that you've initially added have all been added, keeping all of this in mind. Now in this case, it's very easy for you because all you have to do is follow my recipe with blinders on. Let's mix all of this together. A quick few stirs, a quick few tosses, and with this, the most amazing egg keema pulao is done and ready. Well, in case you want to make your life easier, all you can do is keep a lid on for 2 to 3 minutes on low flame. Allow this to cook under dum, or its own steam as we say. And that's where you have anda keema pulao or egg keema pulao done and ready. This straight goes on the dinner table. Well, personally, if asked, I would love to eat this with some grilled sausages. Let me know in the comment section, what would you like to pair this with? On that note, make this for your family, make this for your friends, and for more such quick, simple, easy recipes, stay tuned to Get Curried.